Your 20s are absolutely not your peak. I just saw a video and all the comments were like, oh, you peak in your 20s and it's just downhill from there. That is so far from the truth. And I don't even believe it as far as looks. And I think that's what people were referring to, which I think was very telling that their brains, when talking about peaking, went straight to looks. You're a fool in your 20s. You don't know what you don't know. You're sort of your dumbest. And I don't even mean that in a mean way. I mean that in a you don't know what you don't know. And I would say in my 30s, I was better looking than in my 20s because I lost the baby fat and I started developing the jawline that we all dream of. So I would say people in their 30s tend to be better looking than they are in their 20s if you want to talk about looks. But in your 30s, you think you're going to have it all figured out. Like when you're leading up to your 30s, you think, oh, I'll have the partner, I'll have the life, I'll own the house, my career will be really taken off. And then you find that's not necessarily the case because you're still a kid. You're still a kid in your 30s. I mean that by comparison to when you're older. Of course, you're not a child and you are a full-grown adult, but you're likely still struggling financially. You're still figuring yourself out. You're figuring everything out, but you're starting to feel like you're getting a foothold on things. And then as you go into your early 40s, you're starting to really be somebody that at work they'd take seriously. And you still have your looks. I'd say from 40 to 44, you still look like you're 30 something, you know? So you're not really developing all the wear and tear of later years yet. But then you hit 45, and it is famously scientifically known that from about 45 to 50 are the worst years of your life. So yeah, those definitely are not your peak, but those are rough. You're kind of reconsidering everything you've decided to do. You feel behind, you feel maybe struggling in your relationship, struggling with the changes your body's making, wondering what you want to do with the next half of your life, but you haven't peaked. It's because there is real no peak. There's waves, there's highs and lows, and they vary by year, by month, by events in your life, by stages. So you hit 50 and suddenly 50 is great again. Yeah, you might look 50 now, right? You might feel it in your knees and in your back and see it in your skin, but your head is like solid in the sense that you know who you are, you're no fool anymore, and you have a new direction. You have new confidence in your 50s. This just really grounded, strong sense of who you are and what you want, and you get to figure out the rest of your life based on those things. You get to decide, okay, now we're 50, now we've got 20 to 50 more years of life left. How do we want that to look? And we can make it look however we want. This is all to say there are no peaks. You are, sometimes in your life, you're cute but dumb. Sometimes you're looking pretty good but not that great as far as your relationships or your career is going. Sometimes you're excelling at your career, but you're not feeling your peak physical self. So you really have no peak in life. But if you keep telling yourself you do, then you do.